First tonight, a lawn that looks like a forest with snakes and rats breeding in the bushes. That's what an elderly couple in Northwest Houston now dealing with.
A long abandoned house that sits next door to their home is the source of the problems.
It's located on Granite Street near 290. Our Trace Bragg went looking for answers, and he is live with the story you'll only see on KHOU 11 News. It gives us the creep just reading this, Trayson.
That's right. I mean, there's a lot going on behind me, Len. Take a look. Is it a forest? Is it a jungle? Well, it might be both of those things, but it's also an abandoned property. And the woman I spoke to who lives next door tells me she's been dealing with this nightmare for nearly 20 years. Along Granite Street in Northwest Houston, you'll find Miss Bobby Jo Bono's sweet little home. But right next to it, you'll find an urban jungle, literally.
That's Texas ragweed.
Bono, who's lived in her home since 1988, tells me she's been dealing with this abandoned property next door since Katrina, and the overgrown ragweed has been causing her and her husband some major problems.
My husband and I are both allergic to the ragweed. We are taking so many antihistamines. We have to go to the doctor once a month because of that.
It's not just overgrown weeds. Bono tells me snakes and rats breed on the neighboring property and inevitably make their way over to her house. She says she's called the city and inspectors have come out to right violations, but nothing really changes.
I was actually thinking of moving away, just giving up and moving.
So the question is, who owns this property? A quick search on Harris County Appraisal District's website shows us that the owner is a man named Richard Furman. But it doesn't just show that. It also shows that in Harris County, he also owns roughly 300 other properties. We also found out he owns another roughly 50 in Montgomery County. Searches show Furman operates a company called All American Properties, which has several addresses and phone numbers listed. So today we went looking for that business and Richard Furman. After calling all the listed numbers and visiting every listed office address as well as Furman's home address, I finally got a call from a man claiming to be Furman. Over the phone, that man told us after running the business for many years, he fell ill and fell behind on upkeep of his properties, but said he promised to have the property on Granite Lane cleared up by Monday. Now, I have to be honest, we weren't able to independently verify everything that man told us on the phone. In fact, as we were standing outside his home, which is covered in court summonses, he told us that he was too ill to come to the front door and speak to us on camera. As for Miss Bobby Jo, she tells us she's thankful and hopeful that the jungle here on Granite Street may finally be cleaned up by Monday. I'll send it back to you all.
What a story. Nice hustle to go and knock on all those doors, Trayson. We'll find out what happens on Monday.